Hello and welcome to episode 8 of Green Herb Gaming. In this episode I will be discussing what I'd like to see from third parties on the Nintendo Switch while listening to a bit of Mortal Kombat X music, just to set the scene, set the mood as they say. Right, so 4 weeks ago Nintendo revealed to the world a concept trailer to their new dedicated gaming system, the Nintendo Switch. And they also announced that a lot of third parties are on board with the Nintendo Switch. And in the weeks following, some of those third parties have come out and discussed their plans for the Nintendo Switch. You know, what kind of games we may or may not be seeing on the Nintendo Switch, what they think of the Nintendo Switch, and stuff like that. So there's been a lot of talk from a lot of third parties about the Nintendo Switch since the Nintendo Switch got unveiled to the whole world 4 weeks ago. So I just want to take a little bit of time to discuss what I'd personally like to see from third parties, which is third party games that are built ground up for the Nintendo Switch hardware, that take advantage of its unique capabilities to create games that stand out to any other third-party games on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One PC. Exclusive games you won't see or play anywhere else. Because what I don't really care about, I'm not going to say I don't want, but what I really don't care too much about is, for me, it's not a question of will we see Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, or Grand Theft Auto on Nintendo Switch. I'm not really interested in the answer to that question, and I'll tell you why. Just take one look at Nintendo Switch and ask yourself the question: is the Nintendo Switch the same type of console as the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One? Ask yourself that question. I personally think that the Nintendo Switch is just something completely different to what you can experience on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I think games like Grand Theft Auto, Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty, I think they're designed to be played a certain way on a certain type of console. Not just the architecture to that console, but the play style and audience of that console. Without going too much into detail there, what I'm basically saying is, I have a PlayStation 4. I'm playing it right now. Well, I'm listening to music on it right now. So I can play my Assassin's Creed, my Call of Duty, my Grand Theft Autos on my PlayStation 4, and I'm fine with that. I don't really care if those games come to the Nintendo Switch or not, because I'm going to get those games no matter what. For instance, the next Resident Evil 7, is coming out in January. I'm getting that game no matter what. If it comes to the Nintendo Switch and it's, I have a portable Resident Evil 7 and it looks and feels the same as the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions, and it has like unique Switch features, then yes, I'm all for it. But if it doesn't come to the Nintendo Switch, Resident Evil 7 that is, and if it doesn't look and play and feel and lacks features of the PS4 and Xbox One versions, then I will just simply buy Resident Evil 7 on the PlayStation 4 and play that game the way that it was designed to be played. And it's that simple in my mind. So, we're gone a bit off track there. So, as far as asking the question, will we see, multi-platform third-party games like Mortal Kombat, Grand Theft Auto, Assassin's Creed? I am not interested in the answer to that question. As I said, I will just buy those games no matter what. And if those multi-platform third-party games do not come to the Nintendo Switch, or if they are toned down, watered down versions, then I will buy my multi-platform third-party games on the PlayStation 4, and I will play them on PlayStation 4, and I'll be happy with that. That's all I'm trying to say there. So to go back to what I was saying earlier about exclusive third-party games built ground up for the Nintendo Switch that utilizes its unique capabilities that make those games play, feel and stand out to Xbox One and PS4 games. Those are the kind of games that I want to see third-party developers create on Nintendo Switch. Exclusive games you will only be able to play on Nintendo Switch. I think that makes a lot more sense to me than just trying to port a game like Grand Theft Auto or Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty over to the Nintendo Switch, because let's not lie to ourselves, everyone. The Nintendo Switch is not going to be as powerful as a PS4 and Xbox One. Okay? That's pretty much a fact, and I won't go too much into detail about that in this little episode of Green Herb Gaming. But the Nintendo Switch will not be as powerful as the PS4 and Xbox One, and that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. My point, and my only point there is, there is no point in third-party developers trying to make games like Grand Theft Auto and Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty to work on Nintendo Switch when they were not designed to work on Nintendo Switch, because Nintendo Switch has a different architecture, GPU, CPU, to the PS4 and Xbox One. So what you're going to get, if third parties try to port those games to the Nintendo Switch, what's going to happen is those games are going to look watered down, toned down, they're going to lack features, they're going to be laggy, they're going to have a low frame rate, and that's not going to be good. So I don't want to play those games on Nintendo Switch. I'd happily play those games on PS4 and Xbox One, the consoles that they were designed to be played on. So now do you understand what I mean by, if third parties create games that are designed, ground up for the unique capabilities and hardware of the Nintendo Switch, then not only will those games be exclusive to the Nintendo Switch and cannot be played or experienced anywhere else, but they will be designed to work perfectly on that system. So you won't have any frame rate issues, you won't have any lag online, it won't lack features. The games will be designed 100% for the Nintendo Switch. There won't be ports. So I am not interested, me personally, I'm not interested in third parties releasing multi-platform ports of games like Grand Theft Auto, Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft, or Assassin's Creed and Grand Theft Auto and Resident Evil. I'm not interested in multi-platform ports. I am interested in exclusive third-party games built ground up for the Nintendo Switch. And I am happy that it seems to be going that way, actually. It seems to be going that way because Capcom have come out and said that multi-platform support on the Nintendo Switch is possible, and they are currently researching that right now. But they are more interested in designing Switch games that feel different to the Xbox One and PS4 games. Now, whether that means that Capcom want to do what I'd like to see third parties do, and that's create unique, exclusive games built ground up for the Nintendo Switch, or whether it means that they're going to actually port a multi-platform game like Resident Evil 7 and add in new features remains to be seen. But it does sound like Capcom, if you look at the articles online, it does sound like Capcom want to design, you know, Nintendo Switch games that take advantage of the unique capabilities of the Nintendo Switch to make those games stand out and feel different to PS4 and Xbox One games. They talk about how the Nintendo Switch has a different play style to the PlayStation 4 and stuff like that. Basically, Capcom talked about how the Nintendo Switch is completely different to the PS4 and Xbox One. Therefore, they want to take that into consideration when designing Nintendo Switch games. That's good to hear, because that's exactly what I want to hear from third parties like Capcom. I want Capcom to create third-party games for the Nintendo Switch that are built ground up for that hardware, to take advantage of the unique capabilities of the hardware that make those games feel different to PS4 and Xbox One games. Now, what has also excited me as well, and this is definitely what I want to see. I was in work yesterday. I was working away yesterday, a long day in work, full day of work, busy day, and I got a text from my buddy informing me of a Nintendo Switch rumor, which really got me excited, which really surprised me, and that was that apparently, rumor has it, that Nintendo are partnered with Ubisoft are partnering with Nintendo to create a Mario and Rabbids crossover RPG game, which just sounds mental. They were describing things like a Rabbid version of Bowser, and just the rabbits invading the Mushroom Kingdom, and I just think that's perfect, because that is exactly what I want to see from a third party. It is an original game that you can only get on Nintendo Switch. It's not the Assassin's Creed collection that will already be released by the time the Switch gets released. But the Switch is coming out in March. It's not Assassin's Creed Syndicate, it's not Assassin's Creed Unity, it's not Watch Dogs 2, which will be out by the time the Nintendo Switch launches. It's not like that. I can get all those games right now. But this game is an original, unique, exclusive game, if it's true that is, this is only a rumour now, built ground up for the Nintendo Switch, a Mario and Rabbids crossover RPG game. I would love to play that game. That is exactly the kind of game I want to see from third parties. Because Ubisoft have actually spoken very positively about the Nintendo Switch lots of times. They've called it, they've just mentioned so many positive, they've said so many positive things about it. They do have multiple games in development, apart from Just Dance, that is. They have plenty of games in development, and they said at least one game will surprise you, they said at least one game will surprise you. And I really hope that game is actually the Mario and Rabbids crossover RPG game. That definitely surprised me yesterday when I was in work and I read that text. It's exactly what I want from third parties. You're not going to get a Mario and Rabbids crossover on the PS4. This isn't Assassin's Creed that you can get on PS4, Xbox One and PC. This is, if it's true, it's an exclusive third-party game that you can only play and experience on the Nintendo Switch. That, by the sounds of what I was reading, takes advantage of the Switch's unique capabilities, which will make that game stand out to Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs 2. So I love that. So that is what I would personally like to see from third parties on the Nintendo Switch. Not Assassin's Creed, not Call of Duty, not Grand Theft Auto, not Resident Evil, because those games are perfectly fine on the consoles that they're on, PS4 and Xbox One. What I really want to see is, Ubisoft working with Nintendo to create a Rabbids and Mario RPG crossover. It's a brand new game, exclusive game, been ground up for the Nintendo Switch. That just feels so different to any other game on PS4 and Xbox One. That's what I want to see personally. No, Bethesda is an interesting one. Bethesda's philosophy is to release games on platforms the way that they designed those games to be played. So they don't feel like releasing, Skyrim on, Nintendo Wii U if the Nintendo Wii U doesn't have the same specs as the platforms that they designed and released that game on. So if Skyrim is going to look is not going to look as good on the Wii U as it does on the PS4, then Bethesda will not release Skyrim on the Wii U. They've said that numerous times. They've said that's the reason why Bethesda haven't really supported Nintendo in the past, is because Nintendo's hardware don't match Bethesda's system requirements. So now Bethesda's name is on the list of the big list of third parties supporting Nintendo Switch. So that's an interesting one. Could possibly be a hint to the power of the Nintendo Switch. I'm not going to go too much into detail about that, but hey, if Bethesda hasn't supported Nintendo in the past because of hardware issues, and now they are with the Switch, I let that to your imagination, really. But one thing they said, and I personally would love if this was the case, they did say that they could possibly design new IPs for the Nintendo audience. That's my guess, that's my prediction, that's my theory of what Bethesda could actually be working on. We did see Skyrim in the Nintendo Switch concept reveal trailer 4 weeks ago, but they did say that that's not confirmation of Skyrim. Basically, everything you see in the Nintendo Switch concept reveal trailer is just to give you a taste of the Nintendo Switch experience. So I think Skyrim is just Bethesda's way of saying we're supporting the Nintendo Switch. But I don't think it's Skyrim. I think it's going to be a brand new IP built ground up for the Nintendo Switch that appeals to the Nintendo audience. Now, when I say the Nintendo audience, I don't mean kids, because the Nintendo audience is everyone. It's not just kids. So when I mean the Nintendo audience, I mean the Smash Bros. Community, the Splatoon community, the Mario Kart community, the Zelda community, those types of people. That's what I personally think. So yeah, many third parties have come out after Nintendo unveiled the Nintendo Switch concept trailer to the whole world 4 weeks ago, and they've said various things, and it's all positive. It's all positive. It's all positive, especially what Capcom are saying, and this Rabbids and Mario RPG crossover. I like that because that is what I want to see. So in a nutshell, I don't care if Grand Theft Auto comes to the Nintendo Switch. I really don't care. If it does come to the Nintendo Switch and it looks fantastic, it plays fantastic, and it's got all these unique features that are only on Nintendo Switch, and you can bring it with you on the go because Nintendo Switch is a portable console, fantastic. But if it doesn't come to the Nintendo Switch and it's a watered down version, then I will simply buy GTA 6 on the PlayStation 4, and that would be that. So what I want to see instead of that happening, what I want to see from third parties are games like a Mario Rabbids crossover, and exclusive third-party games that you can only play and experience on Nintendo Switch, nowhere else, that's built ground up for that hardware, so you don't have to worry about frame rate issues, you don't have to worry about the game not looking good or playing good. It's built ground up for that hardware. You're going to get an amazing game, that plays good, that feels good, that looks good, that you can only get on that system. So I really hope that the Rabbids and Mario RPG crossover is real. That's all Johnny has to say on that. I would like to take this time to thank anyone who watched this episode of Green Herb Gaming. Muchly appreciated. You know, again, as I always say, feel free to subscribe to Green Herb Gaming and you will be up to date with all things gaming. Feel free to like this video, to comment away, let me know what you think. What do you want from third parties on Nintendo Switch? Share as well, share the video if you like. I got a couple of comments. I'm just going to check those comments now. I got a hunch on what exactly that comment is going to be. YouTube has completely changed, so I don't know how to actually find that. I actually don't know how to find my video right now. Just give me a second here, and I'm just trying to actually get into my account so I can check to see. I can't even get into my own. Yeah, let me see now. Sorry, I tried to keep my channel as interactive as possible. So somebody left me a comment and they want to see what it is, and I can't seem to. Favorites, liked video, subscriptions. YouTube, why did you have to change your settings? Okay, let me just try to figure out how to actually get into my channel here, because this is kind of annoying. Okay, it says I'm live, but how do I actually... It's an interesting one. Sorry about this now. I really should be doing this on my own time. Oh, okay, here we are. Right. Alex, hi. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Alex, for liking. I really appreciate that. I can just about see your profile picture. It's got Lego in the background. I'll have a proper look at that now. Alex, if you're still listening, I'm glad. I am so happy that you liked this episode of Green Herb Game, and I really am happy that you liked it. I'm actually even more happier that you watched this episode as well. I really appreciate that. Listen, Alex, if you want to stay up to date with all things gaming, feel free to just click that button, subscribe to Green Herb Gaming, and you will be up to date with all things Green Herb Gaming, all things gaming. Feel free to comment more. Let me know what you think of the Nintendo Switch. What do you want to see from third parties on Nintendo Switch? Share it with your friends. Spread the word, as they say. I don't know if you're still listening to it or not, but nonetheless, anyway, if you are, you are. If you're not, you're not. All I can say is thank you for watching, and anyone else who watched as well. Greatly appreciate that. Yeah, so that's all I really have to say. So have a good day, and stay tuned for further episodes of Green Herb Gaming. Peace out.